So as we are sitting in a comfortable meditation posture, we are all sitting pretty well. Make sure your back is erect. This will be the most difficult point for you. To keep your back erect and to stay without any movement. But keeping your back erect and staying without any movement are the requirements for your meditation practice. If you want to be successful in meditation, you need to stay with your back erect. That means you cannot slouch like this. You need to keep your back nicely erect. And you need to stay without any movement. Even when it's not comfortable, even when you feel some pain, even when you feel it's itching, when you absolutely need to change your way of sitting, you need to stay without any movement. It is difficult. Meditation is difficult. So try to remember that the back erect and staying without movement are the number one requirements, or number one and two requirements of meditation. If you can remember that and train in that, then later you can get a very interesting progress. So we will meditate with eyes open this time, and we will see the floor in front of us. Whatever is there right in front of us, we will see that and see if you can take care of your eyes so well that they will not look anywhere else until the end of the 10 minutes of meditation. So we keep our eyes open and we see the floor in front of us, or whatever is there in front of us. And we keep the eyes half closed, so you do not close them totally, you do not open them totally, you keep them a little bit closed, a little bit open, as is comfortable. And we can make the first determination, we make the first decision regarding our meditation practice. Whenever you want to meditate, in the beginning, you need to decide, what do you want? So now we can decide what we want. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate kindness without any movement. We recite this in our minds voicelessly. Nobody can hear anything we say because we don't say anything at all. We only recite this inside our minds. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice there is a flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We don't touch there, we don't look there, but we just accept that fact. Indeed, it's true, it is there. There's a flat piece of flesh at the top of the head, and we just allow it to be heavy. So it may be light for you, but for an ant it would be heavy. So we allow it to be heavy. And we continue to the forehead. So in the forehead there is another flat piece of flesh. It is muscle. And we again allow it to be heavy. You may think it's light. Maybe for you, for an ant it would be heavy. So we accept that indeed it has some weight, it has some heaviness. And in this manner we will continue considering heaviness, weight in the different muscles of the different locations of the body. So we continue to the eyes. Around the eyes there are muscles, and again we can consider they are heavy. Then nose, lip, chin, cheek, ears, back of the head, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head to be heavy. You do not have to feel it or see it. We just allow that. Actually, we allow them to be whatever they are. It's just that one of the things is that they're heavy. So we allow that. We are fine with it. And we continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, abdomen, back, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body, throughout the upper part of the body, to be heavy. But even though they are so heavy, we do not change our meditation posture, we do not slouch, and we make sure that our back is nicely erect. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, heels, soles, toes, tips of toes, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be happy. And we enjoy this heaviness. And see if you can increase this heaviness by just saying heavy, heavy. But the main point here is just to accept that they're heavy. So now, as we accept the body to be the way it is, that is heavy. We do not need to worry about the body because now we just accept as it is. And when we do not worry, we achieve peace. Now, if you experience peace, calm, if you feel good, then that is what you can watch. What is it? What is this feeling of good? If you do not think you feel in peace, well, then consider something else. First, you have clothes on your body. You also have a roof above your head. So if it's raining, the rain is not raining on your head. If it's too much of sunshine, it's not too much of sunshine on your head. If there are animals walking around, they will not, wild animals or birds and things, then they will not be coming into your room because you have a roof above your head. And you probably had something to eat today. This is pretty good. It means you're very lucky. Not everybody gets food, clothes, and roof above their head. So we can accept this fact. We have something that is good, not everybody has it. Now we can share it with others by the thought. We can allow them. We can give them permission that they also can be as peaceful, as feeling good, or as well supported as we are. At least as much as we are. So in our minds, voicelessly, as you do not move at all and keep your back erect, we can make the first wish. Again, nobody will hear us. This is only inside our mind. May all beings in this room be in peace. So we start in our room alone. Whatever are the humans or animals or insects in your room, we will allow them that they also feel good, that they also have something to eat, clothes to put on their bodies, that they have safe place to stay. And we can gradually expand our thought of loving kindness. May all beings in this building be in peace. May all beings in this city or village be in peace. May all beings in this country be in peace. May all beings on this planet be in peace. May all beings, including me, be in peace. And we allow all beings in the world, including ourselves, to feel good, to have enough clothes and food, and have a safe place to stay. Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, let's make the last determination before we move at all. First, let's make some decision. And we can make the decision that we will be calm. In our minds, voicelessly, we can decide like this. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And with that determination, we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. So you do not come close to your camera yet. Stay where you are. And you will only take one of your legs and put it by the side of you. Look at how Mo has done it. In the way, yes, and Andrea has done it well, Edward has done it well, Emily has done it perfectly, Ariel has also done it pretty well. So, Vivian, do you think you can sit like Tenza or Robert or Emily? Yes, that's pretty good. Grixis, can you sit like Yeti or Max or Zoe? How they're sitting? Do you see how they're sitting? You keep both of your feet by the side of yourself. Both of your feet and calves, all they need to be by the side of yourself. Can you sit that way, Grixis? Do you see how they're sitting? Or Mo or Honey? Do you think you can sit that way? So, Grixis, if you sit back to your meditation posture, can you sit back to your meditation posture? I will teach you how to sit in the secondary way. Yes. So now, oops. So now, as you're sitting in your meditation posture, now what you just need to do is you take one leg and you place it next to you. You see this? This is how you need to sit. So you have one leg and the second leg right next to you. Can you do that? So again, as you're sitting in your meditation posture, you need to take one leg like this and put it next to you. You think you can do that? Perfect. Very well. So Crixus, try to remember the way how you're sitting now. This is a very important way how to sit. Okay, okay, I see everybody is sitting like that. Nice. So when you are sitting like this, that's how we will always sit after we finish meditation. We will take 1 more minute during which we will not move at all. Okay? And we will be watching what is our mind doing. Am I thinking? Am I feeling? Am I hearing? Am I seeing things? What is the mind doing? We will not move at all, and we will be just watching what's our mind doing. We start now. Okay, very well. So now if you want, you can come closer to your cameras. Okay, so So now what we will be doing is that we will be reciting the three refuges and the five precepts. But before that, I would like to ask Tiri whether Tiri's mom is close by. Uh-huh. But you are hosting this meeting, right? Your mom has set up this meeting, right? Today. Come on. Yes. So I would like to get the right to mute people and to unmute people. I do not have that right. Every time we meet, I want to have the right to mute so that, during meditation or other times when I see someone is unmuted, while it's better if they're muted, I want to have the right to mute them. Do you know how to give me that right? You definitely have that right. And whenever you host the meeting, you need to have that right. Somebody has that right, and you can give it to me. Yes, I need to get that right. I need to have the right to mute people and to unmute people. Uh-huh. But somebody must be hosting the meeting right here. Otherwise, the meeting would not exist. So if you are hosting the meeting, then you definitely have that right. But someone must have started this meeting, right? Who started the meeting? Uh-huh. Yes, Andre. Yes, that's for Mam Yaki. Can you please check settings? Do you have there? Uh, Matenza, do you have there a button that is called participants? Okay. And if you click on it like two times or one time, then you will see all of the participants. Oh, claim host. I see. Okay. Uh-huh. And now there is written enter the host key to claim host role. Do you see that? Enter the host key. I see. So I see. Okay, so maybe if you can ask Ma and Jane what is the host key, then we can get that, and that would be very easy because then I can just write the password and I can take over. Okay. All right. So we will be now. Erin, you can sit in a comfortable posture. Erin, are you comfortable? Okay. Fine. So now we can meditate. Sorry, now we can recite the three refuges, five precepts. So three refuges are the three places that are peaceful, three places where you can find safety that is totally reliable. So a safe place, for example, your home, is maybe reliable, but it's not totally reliable. If the government doesn't like it, they can throw you away and they can take care of your house and you have no place to stay. And if there comes a strong wind or strong water or strong fire, also your home is gone. So it is safe, but you see, not really safe. It's still not really reliable. It means you cannot rely, you cannot trust, you cannot believe that your home will always be there without any danger. So safety, safe place is somewhere, is a place where if you go, you will feel safe, you will feel peace, you will have there whatever you need. And in the Buddha's teachings, we recognize three safe places. And those places are totally safe. They are always safe. So what are they? First, it is the Buddha. The Buddha himself is the safe place. Two, it is the Buddha's teachings. The Buddha, the Buddha explains how to achieve safety, and this explanation, this teaching, that is safe. And three, it is the community of monks. So monks, I am a monk, so monks like me, they are safe. But it's the community, not me alone, but we, us, the monks, who wear these robes, who have no hair, and who follow many rules, and who meditate, we all together are safe. How are we safe? For you, how are we a safe place for you? Because we follow, practice, and understand the Buddha's teachings. So first you have the Buddha who found out and who explained the teachings of safety. Then you have the teachings of safety. And then you have the community of monks who teach safety. So what is safety again? It's a place where you can totally rely that you will be in peace, that you will have what you need, that you will be satisfied. So we have these three places of safety, and they are very important for us. Why? Because they give us the teaching on how to be happy. The Buddha's teachings, Dhamma, the community of monks, Sangha, they all teach us, they all give us the details what to do so that we are happy and successful. If you have any wish, if you want something, if you want to be healthy, happy, you want to have whatever you want to have, well, then the number one place where to go and ask for an advice is the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. What is that? The Buddha, the teacher, Dhamma, the teaching, and community of monks, the followers, the students of the Buddha, the community of monks. So we remind ourselves that the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, that they are our safe place. So that's why you recite the three refuges. It's coming soon, not yet, please wait. You will be reciting the three refuges, and you will be reciting that you go to those refuges. You go to those safe places. You seek, you search those safe places where you will have reliable peace forever. So that's why we recite that. And then come the 5 rules. The 5 rules are the number one advice how to be happy in life. So first you take these 3 refuges, the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, you realize, okay, those are the places where I am safe. And therefore you listen to their teaching, you listen to their advice. You will need to follow it as well. Just listening is not enough. You will need to follow the advice. What is the first advice of these 3 safe places? To follow the 5 rules. But there is so much more, and that's why we are here in this course, that you learn what is the advice of these 3 safe places. How can you arrive at these 3 safe places? It is a long way. It is a lot of work. But if you work, if you are happy and energetic and you work hard, well, then you can arrive there and achieve your reliable safety, your safety, peace, happiness, success, whatever you want, you can get it. But again, it takes some time, it takes some energy to get there. So that's my work. That's my task, to gradually lead you to achieve your happiness, your success, your peace, your safety. Okay, so let's get into it. It is in Pali language. So you will not be reciting in English, you will be reciting in a different language. Moreover, that language is dead. Do you know what's a dead language? Dead language is when nobody speaks in that language. And that's exactly the language that we will be speaking in. Isn't that wonderful? So Pali language is a dead language. It means it is not a language of the USA, it is not the language of Canada or of India or of China. No country speaks in Pali language. But the Buddha spoke in that language. The teacher of the ultimate happiness and peace spoke in Pali language long, long ago. And therefore, we recite the three refuges and the five precepts in Pali language, so that we recite it just like the Buddha asked us to recite. So that's why we recite it in Pali language and not in English. So you will be reciting the three refuges about the Buddha, about the Buddha's teachings and community of monks, the Sangha, and you will be reciting the five precepts in the Pali language. What are the five precepts? Now, before we start reciting, I need to teach you what are the five precepts so that you know what's coming. Five precepts are that you do not kill, no more killing, no way to kill a mosquito, an ant, you cannot kill any human, any animal, cannot kill anything, anyone. In a game, killing, okay, but not living, not really living, okay? You cannot kill anything, anywhere that really lives. In a game, nobody lives, but outside in this world, you cannot kill anything, anyone. Cannot steal. Without permission, you cannot take anything. No more. 3. The number 3 is probably not related to you, but when you get married, when you get a husband or a wife, you cannot fall in love with anyone else. You will need to stay in love with the one who's your wife or husband. Very important. Number 4, cannot tell lies. No more. Only truth. Number 5, cannot drink alcohol. You probably will not get any alcohol, but if you happen to get any alcohol, you cannot drink it. Totally prohibited. So these are the 5 rules. So why would you follow these 5 rules? Sometimes it's difficult, right? Sometimes not to tell a lie, sometimes not to kill a mosquito is difficult. You follow them because if you follow them, you can achieve happiness and success. So you follow them for who? For yourself. You are the one who becomes a good person. Now, consider this fact. You are all humans. You're not ghosts. You're not animals. You're not gods, that's true. You are all humans. How did it happen that you could become humans? Why are you not animals this life? Why are you not gods? Well, because in the previous life, before you were born, in the previous life, you are following these 5 rules. Now, if you do not follow these 5 rules, if you think, maybe killing the mosquito is not so bad, if you tell lies, if you kill, if you steal, well, then you are not eligible. You do not fulfill the necessary requirement to become a human next life. You can still be human throughout this life, maybe another 100 years, but next life, sorry, because you do not fulfill the necessary requirements. You need to follow the 5 rules so that you can become a human. Now, what if you want to become a god? Well, that will be a little more difficult. If you want to become a god, you will need to follow the 5 rules and also be generous. Generous, whenever I say generous, It has only one meaning: giving. You need to be giving. If you see someone that they need something you have, you give it to them. That's the only one meaning in the Buddha's teachings. Generous is always about giving. Generosity, some people say it's kindness, not when we speak about Buddha's teachings. Kindness, we call it loving kindness, is something else. Generosity is always giving. Kindness is loving kindness. We separate them so we understand each other very easily. Okay, so always remember, generous means giving. So if you want to become a god, you will need to follow the 5 precepts, and also you will need to be giving. You will need to give those who need something. You will need to give them what they need. Happily, not unhappily. You need to be happy. Oh, you need some food? Okay, I'll give you food. Oh, you need clothes? Okay, I'll give you clothes. Oh, you need a place to stay? I'll give you a place to stay. So this is how you need to think and how you need to do, how you need to support others. To do that, you will need to be rich. And to be rich, you will need to study well at school, you will need to read a lot of books, and you will need to listen and follow what wise and knowledgeable people tell you around you. You need to be rich, then you can be giving, and then you can become a god. But again, for that you need to follow school, have excellent marks, have excellent grades, and therefore you can then make some interesting things in your life that help others, and so you get a lot of money and you can help others. So these are the 5 precepts. So following the 5 precepts is of utmost importance to be a human, to be what you already are, also the next life. Does anyone have any question about this? No question? Are you sure? Nice. Okay. No question. So we can move on to learn some Pali language. So we have here the recitation in Pali language and also with English translation. Now I would like to make sure that everybody has some kind of silence in your home. Hopefully you can make sure that your home is silent or your room is silent, because you will be all unmuting yourself. You will be all turning on your microphones. So it is good if everybody makes sure that you have silence in your room, so that we do not disturb each other and still we can recite together. Yes, somebody wants to say something? Okay, so please unmute everybody. Let's try it and see. Okay, everybody please unmute. All right, so now we will be reciting. So the first sentence in the Pali language is Yamahang vadami tang vadeta. You see vadehi, but vadehi is for one. You're not one, you're many. So I need to use a different word. Because you're many, I say vadeta. If you were only one, for example, if I had here tenza alone, then I would say tenza Yamahang vadami tang vadehi. But Tenza is not here alone. There are many, many people here. So I say vadeta at the end. It means repeat after me. So you will not repeat after me the sentence, repeat after me. Of course, that would be very funny. Instead, you say, yes, venerable sir. In Pali language, this is ama bhante. So I will say Yamahang vadami tang vadeta, and you will say what? Ama bhante. So let's try it together. You need to remember to keep your hands together like this and keep that at the chest, which means that you are serious. It's no joking, you're not studying or learning. Instead, you're seriously saying, yes, Venerable Sir. But you will be saying it in the Pali language, and it is Ama Bhante. So let's try it together. Remember to keep your hands together at the chest. Yamahan vadami tan vadeta. Okay, very well. So now what comes is that you will request me for the three refuges and five precepts. That's because I do not want to force you. I do not want to force you, or I do not want to ask you to do something you don't want. We want to be sure that you actually want those three refuges and five precepts. You want to take them. And therefore, you first need to request me so that I'm sure that I'm not disturbing you, that I am not asking you to do something you don't want. Instead, I am helping you, I am supporting you with something that you actually want. And that's why you need to first request me for the three refuges and the five precepts. And the request is in the Pali language, and it literally means I request. I request the teachings on the five precepts, five rules, and the three refuges. Venerable Sir. That's how you call me. Bhante means Venerable Sir. Keeping compassionate, being compassionate towards me. Venerable Sir, please give me the rules by me repeating after you. So that is what you will be saying in the Pali language. So you will be requesting me to give you the three refuges and five precepts in such a way that you repeat after me. And it is because I am compassionate towards you. So that's your request. And you will be saying it 3 times. So now let's try the first time. Remember to keep your hands together at the chest, and we can start. Try to follow my pronunciation as exactly as you can. Aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yajami anugahang katva silang deta me bhante anukampang upadaya. Okay, so now we come for the second time. So that's why we say this special word, dutiyampi. It means for the second time. The rest is the same. Dutiyampi aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yajami. Anugahang katva silang deta me bhante anukampang upadaya. So now we will recite for the third time. So this word tatiyampi means for the third time. The remaining is the same as we just recited. Tatiyampi aham bhante tisarane nasaha panchasilang dhammang yajami. Anugahang gatva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya. Very well. So now 3 times you have requested me to give you the 3 refuges and 5 precepts. Well, then that means that I must give you the 3 refuges and 5 precepts, right? There's no way for me to do anything else. So I will give you the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. Remember, when you are reciting, you keep your hands together at the chest and try to calm down a little. I see some of you are like little dancing and maybe falling asleep and like that. So don't do that. Keep your hands nicely at the chest and see if you can like calm down and enjoy the time. Nobody is going to disturb you. Now you have the time for yourself to take the 3 refuges and 5 precepts. Okay, somebody's going to get water. Now, what we will be reciting is reminding ourselves of the Buddha's qualities. So we will actually remind ourselves of the Buddha's character. Who was the Buddha? Because that's all it is about the Buddha. It is the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha's guidance, the Buddha's advice. So it is all about the Buddha. So why should we follow the Buddha? Why don't we just follow Jesus Christ or Muhammad or Baha'u'llah or somebody else? Well, we follow the Buddha because the Buddha is special. How is the Buddha super special? The Buddha is special because first, the Buddha was powerful. The Buddha has various psychic powers, but also the Buddha is no more, but the Buddha had the power to know what is right and what is wrong. He had that power not because he thought something, but because he remembered many, many of his lives and he was able to see and to understand what is right, what is wrong. Moreover, he was powerful because he was able to teach us to see it too. And that's a special power. Nobody else has that power. Nobody can teach you how to become enlightened apart from the Buddha. Jesus Christ cannot teach you how to become enlightened. Never, never. Jesus Christ never teaches how people become enlightened. He just teaches how to be a good person, but not how to become a wise, fully enlightened person. No, not Jesus, not Muhammad, not Baha'u'llah. No, no, only the Buddha. Only the Buddha has the power to teach you how to get the kind of wisdom that the Buddha himself got. Next, Arahato. The Buddha had a very special power. What was this special characteristic of the Buddha? That he killed his enemies. What are the enemies? Greed, hatred, delusion. Those are enemies. Not humans, not animals. No, they're not real enemies. Real enemies are your greed, hatred, and ignorance. Greed is when you want things. Hatred is when you hate people. And delusion is when you do not understand how the world works. So these 3 enemies the Buddha entirely killed. The Buddha also, this word arahato, what it also means is that because the Buddha was so powerful and because he killed the real enemies of greed, hatred, and delusion, the Buddha was worthy of gifts. The Buddha was especially, everyone is worthy of gifts, but the Buddha was especially worthy of gifts. Samma Sambuddhassa, the third characteristic of the Buddha, is that the Buddha is rightly and fully awakened. Now you are also awakened, but you are only awakened to this world, to this what you see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and think. But the Buddha was awakened to the reality of the world. He was awakened to the way how the world really works. And the Buddha was awakened from the world. Not only that he understood this world, the illusion of our concepts, which is a little more difficult, but the Buddha understood how the world works and how to get out of it, how to get free from it, how to achieve liberation. Liberation from suffering, liberation from pain, liberation from sadness. The Buddha understood it. So we say the Buddha was rightly and fully awakened to the truth of the world. So that's what we will be reciting. The first word namo means about worship. We are showing our worship. So we say namo, worship. Tassa, him. So this is my worship. Namo tassa. This is my worship to him. To who? The one who is powerful, the one who has killed their enemies and is worthy of gifts, and the one who is rightly and fully awakened to the truth of the world. So that is the meaning of this sentence. Emily, you have something to say? Yes, please. So you can all keep your hands together at the chest. Make sure you keep them calm. Try to avoid playing with your hands, like this. No, try to avoid that. Keep your hands together at the peacefully, and you can repeat after me. I will also be keeping my hands together during some of the parts. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So we will now recite the same for the second and for the third time. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Now for the third time, Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Very well. So now what comes are those three refuges. So finally the three refuges are coming. Or you are finally going to the three refuges. Yes, Felix? Yes, please. So yes, Max? Yes, please. So now you will be reciting going for refuges. You will be going for refuges. The refuges don't come to you. Never. You will have to go to see those refuges. You will have to go and experience and understand those refuges. That's why, see, that's why we say Buddhan to the Buddha, Sarana for refuge. Gacchami, I go. So I said this is a foreign language, right? So you need to learn some of the vocabulary. So Buddhang means to the Buddha, Saranang for refuge, for safety, Gacchami, I go. I go to the Buddha for safety. Dhammang Saranang Gacchami. I go to the Buddha's teachings for safety. Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. I go to the community of monks for safety. So you can keep your hands together at the chest and you can repeat after me. Dhang Saranam Gacchami. Dhammang Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. So now we will do the same thing for the second time. So that's why we start with the word Dutiyampi, which means for the second time. So you can repeat after me. Dutiyampi. Buddhang Saranang Gacchami. Dutiyampi. Dhammang Saranang Gacchami. Dutiyampi. Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. So now we will go for the third time. Tatiyampi means for the third time. So let's go there. Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. Very well. So now when you have taken the three refuges, now I will actually acknowledge, I will agree that your going for refuges is complete. And then you can reply, yes, Venerable Sir. Ama Bhante. Ama means yes, Bhante means Venerable Sir. But I will say something else, so do not repeat what I'm saying this time. Just reply Ama Bhante, which means you just agree with that I agree that you took the three refuges. So let's try it together. Saranagamanang paripunnam. Excellent. Very well. So now come the 5 precepts. All right, are you ready for that? 5 precepts. So now you are going to decide for yourself. You're not promising. No, no, you're not promising. I don't care. You promise or not. I don't care whether you promise or not. I care whether you follow. I care whether you follow. I don't care whether you say it or not. I care whether you follow. Do you kill? Even if you say you don't kill, if you kill, then that's not okay. If you steal, even if you say you don't steal, no, that doesn't help. Sorry. You must follow these 5 precepts if you want to be a human next life and if you want to be happy and successful in this life. These 5 precepts are the very basics. All right? So it's not about reading it and reciting it. That's not exactly the point here. That's not exactly what we want here. Here, we want to make sure that you follow the 5 precepts. I follow more precepts. I follow over 91 billion rules. You follow 5. I follow over 91 billion. So if you can follow at least the 5, then that's pretty good. Then we will be reading little by little. The first rule means I follow the rule of refraining. That means of avoiding, of never doing, killing living beings. All right. So that's what you will be saying, but in the Pali language. So you will be saying, I follow the rule of refraining, of never doing, killing living beings. So let's do that together. You can repeat after me. Remember to keep your hands together at the chest to show that you're really serious, that this is your serious decision and you will follow it whatever that costs. Panatipata. Veramani. Sikkhapadang. Samadhiyami. Now the second rule means I follow the rule of refraining. Refraining means never doing. Of refraining from taking what is not given. It means you never steal. We never steal. So you will never steal. You will never take what is not yours. Instead, you will ask for permission. Can I take this? And if the other person does not give permission, you say, okay, okay, I don't take it. And you really don't take it. So you take, you get, yes, you take only that what is given or what you are permitted to take, to use, to, yes, to take, to use, to eat, to dress, and so on. So you need to make sure that you never take something what you are not permitted to take. And if you want to borrow, that's okay. You can always borrow things, but you must ask for permission. And you should know when you will return it back. I will return it back to you tomorrow. Okay, so then you can borrow it. I will return it to you after a little while. Okay, so you can borrow it. You need to have the permission, and it will be very good if you know when you will return it. Then it is very good. Then you follow the rule well. So you can repeat after me. Adinadana. Veramani. Sikkhapadang. Samadhiyami. Now the third rule is related to you when you are married, when you have a wife or a husband. So it means you will not commit sexual misconduct. It means you will not do something wrong in terms of the things between men and women. So it means that if you are married, if you have a wife or a husband, you cannot fall in love with anyone else. Instead, you're in love with the one who's your wife or husband. So you can repeat after me. Kamesu Michhachara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Now the fourth precept means I follow the rule of refraining from false speech. It means we never tell lies. We always tell the truth. One way or another, somehow you need to tell only the truth. If it is allowed, you don't say anything, but you never tell a lie. But if someone say, if you don't say anything, then it means no, and no is a lie, then not saying anything is also a lie. But if they don't say it, well, then you just keep silent and it's fine. But you should never tell a lie. Always, one way or another, you must tell the truth. Even if you lose your friends, even if people will not like you, still you always must tell the truth. And you can add it. You can say, I am always saying truth. Therefore, I say this and that which you don't like to hear. So this is what you are now going to decide. You will decide very firmly, very clearly, I will never tell a lie in my life. No more. It's extremely important. I never tell lies. If I can do it, you can do it too. Okay, so you can repeat after me. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. So now comes the fifth precept, and that's about alcohol. Probably nobody will give you alcohol, but if you get access to alcohol by some very wrong situation, then you must not drink it. Even if your parents say, well, maybe you can drink a little. No, you say, no, I do not drink alcohol. Never drink alcohol under any circumstances. Why? Because if you drink alcohol, you will be crazy in this life or in your next life. That's what the Buddha said. Those who drink alcohol will either be born in hell if they drink a lot, or they will become crazy, they will become mentally ill this life or their next life. So you do not want to drink alcohol. Why? Because you don't want to be mentally ill, right? You want to know what's going on. You don't want to see fairies and dragons when there are no fairies and dragons. You don't want to feel that everybody wants to kill you when nobody wants to kill you. You don't want to feel that you are not worthy of life when you are worthy of life. Everybody is worthy of life. There's nobody who's not worthy of life. Everybody is worthy of life. You want to be healthy in your mind, and therefore you never drink alcohol. Okay, so you can repeat after me. Sura meraya majja pamadatthana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. So now I will encourage you, everybody, to follow these three, protect and follow these three refuges and these five precepts very well, and to stay mindful, to make effort mindfully. What's that? Well, mindfully means that you know what's going on in your mind. You are fully in your mind. Therefore, you are mindful. So what's going on here? If you are fully in your mind, if you fully know what's going on, well, then you can notice that you want to break one of the five precepts when you want to break one of the five precepts. So if it happens that you want to kill, steal, or tell a lie, or drink alcohol, well, then you will notice it. You will notice it on time. You will notice it before you break it. And therefore, you will be able to stop it and not break it. So we are carefully watching the mind, and we are watchful, and we are ready for the desire to break one of the rules. And when the desire comes, we destroy it. We never break any of the five rules. It's extremely important. Okay, so that's what I will encourage you. I will encourage you to protect and follow the three refuges and the five precepts. And you can then, if you agree with that, you can then say Ama Bhante, which means, yes, venerable sir. So let's try that together. It's a little mouthful for me, but for you it's easy because you just say Ama Bhante. So let's try it together. Tisaranena saddhing panchasilang dhammang sadhukang surakkitang katva appamadena sampadetha. Very well. So now all of the event of taking the refuges, five precepts is finished. So I will now wish you to be happy, healthy, and to achieve the ultimate liberation from suffering. And therefore, I will say some sentence. You may then reply. You may then, if you like it, you can then say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu is also a Pali word, and it means well said. It means well said. It's something like okay, but in Pali language. So that's what you say after I wish you that you are happy, healthy, and get free from all suffering. So let's try that together. You will only reply sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So let's try that. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana. Very well. So that's all for today. We have done so much. I think that's more than enough. The paper of recitation is available. I will share it with you. So if you know how to do it, and if you want, you can actually download it from the chat box. It's right there, right now. So you can download it and you can read it yourself. If you want, you can train yourself in the reciting. You can recite it with your parents. This is the pronunciation of Sri Lanka. Now, what you probably know from your parents is pronunciation of Myanmar. Like you are now in the US or some are in Jamaica. The same way there are other countries and they are Myanmar and they are Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a country where many people follow the Buddha's teachings. Myanmar is also a country where many people follow the Buddha's teachings. Your parents and you, I think yes, except Hien and Nina, all of you have Burmese parents. Hien and Nina have Vietnamese parents. Vietnam also is a Buddhist country. So in these countries, they follow the Buddha's teachings and they recite the three refuges and the five precepts. So it is very good for you if you know how to recite them. But your parents maybe do not follow the same pronunciation. Maybe they do not pronounce the same way. Instead of Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, maybe your parents say Bodhan Taranang Gishami. It is correct. But it is correct in Myanmar. In Sri Lanka, that would be wrong. In Sri Lanka, you say Buddhang Saranang Gacchami. If you say Buddhang Saranang Gacchami in Myanmar, then that would be wrong in Myanmar. Because in Myanmar, what is right? Bodhan Saranang Gishami. So I'm sending you the paper so that you know how to recite it, and maybe if you want, you can train that. But instead, you can of course download it and read it and maybe use it and share it with others, whatever you want. But more importantly, I would like to encourage you to meditate every day. Try to find a time and place where you will meditate every day. In the morning, can be in your bedroom, can be in the evening, can be in the living room, but you need to find a specific time, specific place. Special time, special place where you will meditate every day. 5 minutes is enough. You can sit down and decide, okay, now I will be meditating on muscles. And you can meditate on the heaviness of the muscles like we did today. Perfectly enough. In 5 minutes, you may do 1 round or 2 rounds of muscles from the top of the head, gradually down to the tips of the toes, and then again from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. If you can meditate 10 minutes, well, then that's good. If you can meditate 15 or 20, that's great. But if you're starting, well, then start with 5 minutes. Does anyone have any question, anything you would like to say? No question at all? Sometimes if you feel shy to, yes, Robert has a question. If you step intentionally because you want to kill them, then yes, you break the precept. But if you step on them unintentionally because you didn't see them, then it is not breaking of the precept. You break the precept only when you clearly know, I'm going to break the precept, and then you break the precept. You do not need to know that you're going to break the precept, but you know that you're going to kill. You know that you're going to steal, and you know that you're going to kill, and then you kill, then you broke the precept. If you don't know that you're going to kill, you just want to walk, well, then you don't break the precept. If you, for example, your bag and your friend's bag is exactly the same, or your shoes and your friend's shoes are exactly the same, you take your friend's shoes. You didn't know that you're taking your friend's shoes. You thought you're taking your shoes, right? Well, then that means you did not steal. But as soon as you find out that you took your friend's shoes, immediately you need to return your friend's shoes to your friend, even if you cannot get your own shoes. Okay, whenever you take someone's something unintentionally, you must return it to them as soon as you find out. Yes, Edward? No, humans cannot become animals in this life. They can become animals in their next life. And animals cannot become humans in this life before they die. But after an animal dies, they can be born somewhere else as a human. All of us were animals at some point, many, many times in our past lives. All of us here were humans, animals, gods, ghosts. We were those things. And we were also humans many, many times. So you can think of it like all of humans were animals sometime, actually many times in their past lives. Why would you repeat it? What about to be something better than an animal after you die? Maybe a human or a god. Okay? Any more questions? Yes, Emily has a question. It actually doesn't count as killing. If the ant is not killed, it doesn't count as killing, but the thought, the desire to kill counts as killing. So it is a little bit of killing. Not exactly it, but a little bit of that. The intention to break the 5 precepts itself is bad, but it is not as bad as really breaking them. You know what I mean? The intention itself is bad. And take it the other way. The intention to give, to help, to support another person, even if you don't help and if you don't give them anything at all, is good. That is very good. So it is very good to have good intentions, to help others, to make them healthy, to make them happy, to make them wealthy, to make them successful. That intention, even if you do nothing, is good. But it must be real intention, like I really want to, and you really try and it really fails. It is good intention. It is very good. And in the same way, if you want to kill, or if you want to steal or tell a lie, you really try, but it doesn't work out. You tell a lie, but you find out that actually it was true. Well, then that is really bad. Because the intention was there, even if it was not successful. If it's successful, it is even worse. So we train ourselves in the good intentions and we entirely remove all bad intentions of our mind. Is that clear, Emily? Nice. So we need to continue next time. It was a pleasure to see everybody. When I'm leaving, it is very polite of you if you can keep hands together at the chest and you can say, "Goodbye, Venerable Sir." Whenever you meet with a monk, you first say, "Hello, Venerable Sir." And when the monk is leaving, not just me, we are many, many monks in the world. If you meet any monks, you can say, "Hello, Venerable Sir," when you meet with them. And when they go, you say, "Goodbye, Venerable Sir." So now I'm going, and I wish you may be happy, may be healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana. Nice. Thank you.